What's up? Rockdad1984 here. Happy Saturday. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you have an amazing Saturday. I have Kain Delryn live with me on the air. Go ahead, Kain. Say hello.
Hello. That's all I got. Okay, end stream.
Oh my gosh. It's our first podcast today, everybody. And let me tell you, it was stressful as hell to get to this point right here. Like, we were good to go, like, what, an hour ago? And then as soon as I hit live, 39 minutes ago, shit hit the fan. We couldn't go live for some reason.
GG's.
GG's is right.
No,
oh my
no
gosh. I got Baby Maker in the stream already. I got Suvimi in the stream already. What's going on, everybody? So check this out. A little bit different stream today. Kain Delryn and I are doing our first podcast together where we're going to be asking each other questions and talking about some subjects. And we're actually going to not really focus on the chat for this portion of the stream. This portion's only going to be about an hour long, and then we'll open it up to any questions you guys may have had during the stream, or excuse me, during the podcast portion, and then we'll open it up to even more questions after the fact. So it's not that we're ignoring you, it's just we're trying to get our content out there, and then we'll turn it over and address the chat and hit any questions that any of you guys may have. Thanks so much, Rockmon, for that shout out. Kain, you got anything you want to add before we get started?
Nope, I'm ready to get started, man. Hope you're excited too, buddy.
I am excited, dude. I am way excited. I've
as well.
How long ago did you and I start talking about this, Kain? Do you remember?
10 years ago, I think.
I think it was about 10 years ago. Yeah, we were sitting in that bar. You were drinking some, I don't know, some fruit drink. What was it, like a Mai Tai?
Something like that. I think it was Mai Tai, maybe a shot of tequila, and then, here we are. Here we are today. Yep.
Here we are. Now we're streaming and podcasting for our first time. I have music going, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off real quick for this portion. I apologize, everybody. Right. I forgot to do that. So now it doesn't sound so exciting, even though I love the energy that comes from music. Okay, so do you want to start us off with maybe telling us a little bit about yourself as an introduction to you as a streamer?
Introduction. Well, first of all, my name is Kain Delryn. I guess I consider myself now a variety streamer on Twitch. I kind of started out as a RPG only, retro RPG back when I first started. So my first game I played was Final Fantasy II for Super Nintendo, live on stream. It was first time I went live. And since then, I've kind of evolved over the past couple of years to other games, newer games. So yeah, I'm married. I have a beautiful wife, stepdaughter, 14 years old. I did have an awesome German Shepherd, but he passed away last year. So
on my birthday.
On your birthday, which heck, man, now you gotta change your birthday. Now you gotta change it, man.
When that happened, dude, I was like, oh man, it's not gonna ever be a good day for him on that day in the future, man. It's like I'll be like, it's my birthday, and you'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna hang out. I'm sorry.
But you know what? It was 10 good years, and I'm happy I had him, and I've tried to revolve the stream around him with my emotes, my logo, a bunch of different stuff. So,
yeah, he's on your shirt right now. Show it off, man.
He's on my shirt. Yeah, there you go. There's the logo.
Max, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's Max.
I love it, dude. German Shepherd. My oldest son has always wanted a German Shepherd, and I remember my dad had a German Shepherd when he used to tell me about that. He always took like the biggest poops, and he's like, "Don't ever get a German Shepherd. They take too big of poops." But they're such amazing dogs.
Joke, man. No joke. No I mean, joke. Like my backyard's like a landmine. It was anyway. Now it's not. But yeah, and all my grass was dead. Now it's looking beautiful in the backyard. So now it's time to get another dog so we can kill the grass again.
Yep. That happens. Yeah. I think it's usually like the females that will kill the grass. Something to do with like their urine has something in it. I don't remember what it is, but let me go ahead and for those who might be watching who may not know who I am for the first time.
Introduce yourself, Rockdad. Come on.
Yeah, here's my intro. Rockdad1984. You guys can call me Rich. I'm prior military service. I was in the Air Force for 7 years. I did 3 tours. Happily married to my high school sweetheart. You guys may know her as Rockmom85 on Twitch. We have 2 kids, both boys, and we have a dog. Her name is Lady, and she's a black and tan coonhound, and she's 10 years old. And see, she sometimes comes into the streams. You can redeem her as a channel point, where she'll come in, do some tricks, and have a treat. But she's the most stubborn dog I've ever owned. Like, seriously, I've owned a lot of different dogs, Kain, and she she's the one that doesn't listen, is the most annoying, but yet we've kept her.
It's funny to say that because my dog was the same way, but he didn't get stubborn until like his last 3 years. He didn't want to learn any more tricks. He was done. He was like, leave me alone.
Yeah, they get to a certain point in their age, like, nope,
So,
can't teach an old dog new tricks.
yeah. But I think your next dog should be a German Shepherd, Rockdad.
Oh,
Awesome
man.
dog.
I don't know.
Awesome
Rock Mom
dog.
thinks about doing one of those Great Danes that are like the Scooby-Doo dogs, you know?
Yeah.
That would be
That's
cool, but I think I would need some downtime between animals, to be honest with you. It's because it's watching what you went through with Max.
Oh man, it was rough. It was really rough.
I imagine it was because you losing a very large part of your life at that moment. You know, it's a severe loss.
He was huge, man. I mean, between the stream and me doing personal stuff with him, it just all just crashed when he died. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do after that.
Well, can I ask you?
Logo and dropping everything, but yeah, go ahead.
When you went through that loss and you just kind of went into like the depression, because it's normal, it's grieving. I mean, everybody experiences some type of loss in their life, and it's just normal to grieve. What helped get you out of that grieving period? Did streaming kind of help get you back into the swing of things to kind of go
streaming
back?
Helped. Yeah, streaming helped. A lot of my gaming friends like you, Rockdad, kind of helped me a little bit. Discord helped me. My wife helped me a lot. My stepdaughter helped me. It's yeah. I crashed after that. I just turned to alcohol for help and get wasted every day. You guys may not have known this because I'm only on stream for some hours a day, but then after that, it's like depression starts hitting in again. So,
I get that.
It hit me pretty hard for a couple months. After that, I was trying to clean up after that.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you were able to, do the normal grieving that comes with it, and then everybody processes it in their own way. But it seems like you're back on. What is it? Back on the wagon?
Yeah, back on the wagon. I think the hardest thing was it wasn't my dog I lost that year. My dad died too at the beginning of the year. So
yes,
I was trying to grieve through that while taking care of my family. My dog, who was going through seizures at the time, and that just started happening before my dad died. So I just had a lot going on.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, my dog just found out he's got cancer, just spread everywhere.
Yeah, it was a lot all at once.
Tons of issues. Yeah, it was too much. It was just too much. So.
And I don't think anybody blames you for that at all. We're just happy to have you on Twitch, man, because you're such a great streamer, and on top of that, such a good individual. Like genuinely.
Well, you too,
kind.
man.
Oh, stop it.
You too, man. I mean, even though you changed from family friendly to hardcore Rockdad After Dark.
Hardcore Rockdad After Dark? I don't think that's been used yet. That's the first time I heard that. Hardcore. What do you think of the switch?
Gangster Rockdad. Gangster. No, just kidding.
Dude, that was a hard switch for me. Like, I seriously struggled with internal turmoil to make that decision.
For me, I think that was a good change for you, man, because I could see you feel limited on what you could do for family friendly.
Oh,
I saw the struggle, and I think it was kind of lifting the chains off of you a little bit when you did that. Well, so now you're just open up to anything. So that's cool.
Exactly, because the chat was filtered to where people couldn't come in and speak freely, and so I was hindering people when they came in at the very beginning, and then on top of that, I'm hindering myself with which content I can stream, like mature rated content. I've constantly filtering myself, which isn't really hard. I actually found it really easy to filter myself, and I think maybe had to do with prior military experiences, being able to turn it off and on. But once I switched from family friendly and I hit that mature rating and I took off the restrictions on the chat, and then I could start playing other games that I so desperately wanted to play. It was like a whole new world of streaming for me, and I enjoyed doing the family friendly aspect, and I think I had some good growth with that. But I seriously, like I said, I was struggling internally with, man, what am I doing? Like, I'm missing out on these games I want to play. I have people coming in that want to, I'm having to censor them, and they don't like it, and they leave, and I feel like this isn't the right path. And it was just for 6 months straight, I struggled with that decision. Then I finally made the call, and I'm very happy that I finally did do that.
Yeah, it's good. I can actually stream Witcher 3, you know?
Yeah, Witcher 3. Oh man, what I got? I got over here. I got like a whole Red Dead Redemption. I got The Last of Us. Look at this, dude. I still have it in its plastic, dude. I haven't even opened it yet.
Open the thing up live on stream right now, man. Open it up.
Open it up live on stream. I'll tell you what. The one I want to open up on stream is this one right here, The Last of Us. I heard when I was getting my tattoo of my sleeve from my tattoo artist that this was one of the most powerful games he's ever played. And he didn't spoil the game for me at all. I'm opening it up, everybody. Look at that. There goes the cellophane.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna put that back in the drawer. Do a little ASMR for my chat. How's that sound, chat? Does that sound lovely? Not so much. I've not really been one into ASMR, but there are camera focus. There are some people who are really into it. All right. Let me start you off with another question. Experiences with you as a streamer, since we're talking about good and bad experiences at this moment. What are some things that you've grown from or decisions that you've made as a streamer to help further you along in your growth?
So I got a lot of bad advice when I first started streaming. One of which was, I had a friend tell me, "Oh, you need to stream more, so you get, more followers and more exposure and stuff." I was like, it sounds good and all, but when you stream too much, it doesn't leave enough time for anything else. You can't focus on, outreach, like meeting new people or working on content, like as far as YouTube or post on social media. So when you stream too much, it doesn't help you. I mean, basically, I heard the good medium for streaming is about 3 times a week for 4 hours at max. So
I think I could agree with that because that's kind of what I do. I usually do 3 to 4 times a week max.
And I still don't follow that advice, even though I heard it a while back.
You don't follow your own advice or somebody else's advice?
I shoot for 4 hours, but then I go like 9 hours, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta stop.
But you bring up an excellent point though, because for growth doesn't just come from creating content on Twitch, like streaming wise. Yeah. It comes from getting your content out on social media, and like you said, in networking, going into other people's streams and chatting it up there, and then joining like communities and like where they like may promote streamers. But I think most growth comes from social media, believe it or not. At least for my opinion.
When you look on how to do something, where do you go?
Oh man, YouTube.
Yes. So you want to get as many good videos out on YouTube as possible, because you want to pull from different platforms. So Absolutely. if someone finds you on YouTube, they're like, I wonder if they're a streamer, Mm-hmm. And right there on YouTube, you can advertise your Twitch channel. So when they go to check your Twitch channel, that's when they go to follow you and interact with you. So there's tons of big YouTubers that never went to Twitch. They stayed on YouTube, but then they're like, oh, let me try out Twitch. So they'll go on Twitch to start a new channel. At the beginning, they barely got any followers or viewers. But as YouTube viewers start to find them on Twitch, they'll just blow up on Twitch.
I've seen I'm gonna drop somebody's name in the chat or in the stream. Sticker Gaming was on YouTube, and they switched from YouTube. They already had a established community on YouTube, and then they switched over to the Twitch platform, and they were partnered. I want to say, within the required amount of time, to get affiliate and then to reach the partner status, they had brought their community over with them, so they were able to achieve that partner check mark probably faster than somebody who may have just started only on Twitch. Like for myself, I wasn't on any social medias prior to started streaming. Like I wasn't really on Instagram, I wasn't on really YouTube, I wasn't on Twitter. I opened up all these social medias when I started streaming on Twitch, and it was advice that was given to me by somebody who had already been streaming on Twitch that said, look at your label or your brand as a checkerboard. The more pieces on the checkerboard, the more likely you are to be successful at winning that game. And he's like, and each one of those pieces on the checkerboard is a social media platform. So like TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, every single one of those are little pieces in the overall board game of your success. So the more that you are out there exposing yourself, getting your content out there to these other platforms, they come back to Twitch. It's like one central location. But even with doing that, it's still not easy.
No. No, because for example, if you post something on Twitter today, your outreach is super small. Even if you have like 20,000 viewers on or followers on Twitter, right? And probably like less than 1% will see your post. By the end of the day, it's gone. I mean, no one's even gonna find it unless they go to your Twitter channel and look at your past posts. I mean, it's like for there, it's so hard to search for things. But YouTube's got its going on, because if you want to search for something on YouTube, you can find it. And if you're a big influencer on YouTube and you put out good videos that people want to see and people, want to know the information for, I mean, you're going to blow up quick. I mean, it only takes one video to go viral on YouTube, and then you take those people and then bring them over to Twitch. Dude, it's going to really help your channel. So
it'd be really great with all of this, like, hey, this is what we've been told, this is what we should do. If we could have actually have it happen. I think luck has a little bit of a factor into it as well. I think like maybe hitting the right algorithm too.
It's strategic luck, though.
Strategic luck, that's true. Constantly trying to to hit the right algorithm with like hashtags and timing of the day, because
you need to be the first one to do it, basically.
Which isn't easy to be the first one to do, because there's so much stuff that's already been done out there. Everybody's like trying to like reinvent the wheel or put a different spin on it, so to speak.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's see here. We have a list of questions, chat, that we have set off to the side to kind of help guide the conversation.
One more thing on that, the Rockdad.
Yeah.
Follow for follow is the worst thing you can do.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, so Kain Delryn and I, we go back over a year now, and we used to be a part of an old community. We don't need to name it. People already heard us talk about it before. But when I first started streaming, I had no idea what to do. And I was lucky enough to come across a community of streamers that was small at the time that I just kind of clicked with. And we decided to try to grow this community together. And I was a crew lead in it. Kain was a crew lead in it. And the advice that I received is probably not the advice I would give other streamers, but I learned from this experience, and it was the follow for follow. So I went on to Twitter, and everybody that followed me, I followed back. I would go into like the big name streamers and go follow everybody they were following in hopes that they would follow back. And it did work. It gave me a good amount of numbers, but it wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for here, Kain? It wasn't like
it's not the numbers you want.
Right.
It's not the way you get it, it's how you get it.
Right, it wasn't organic.
You can just follow anybody, they'll follow you back, but let's say days later, they'll be like, I don't want to follow that person anymore, because, I boosted my numbers up enough. I've got like 20,000 followers, so I don't need 20,000 people I follow, right? So they nail down to like a top 100. So then you see a bunch of people like Twitter, Instagram that have 20,000 followers, but then they only follow 100 people.
Yeah.
So they probably are a good example of follow for follow, because you gotta look at the numbers of who likes a post. Because let's say you find someone with like 20,000 followers and only 2 people like a post, they probably did follow for follow, because there's no way only 2 people like their post with 20,000 followers. So you can kind of tell when that happens, and it really looks bad on that person when you do that.
Yeah, and there's not like a genuine connection there either, because if you're just doing this follow for follow, I mean, what are the chances of that individual making that connection with you, which you want a connection because they're more likely to come into your stream.
Yep. Yeah. So I would suggest making 1 or 2 connections a day at the most, because then that way you can focus on the connection and just go into people's streams and chat it up, and maybe you're gonna like the stream and you want to keep coming back.
So making it genuine and making it real, and
making it genuine is the most important thing.
I like to call it like an organic connection, and it does. It happens all the time. You just run across an individual, whether it be like a tweet that they did that you like interacted on, and next you guys have common interests, and you start to like chat it up, and now you may have somebody potentially coming into your stream, or you're going into their stream. I've done that with others as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my advice, at least for that.
Well, I like that you brought up a lot of points on that about not over streaming and about getting good quality content out there for others to see, and trying to stay away from the follow for follow, because it really doesn't work. But some people it might work for.
That people fall into,
and it is a trap. It's a trap that I fell into.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
But okay, we hit on that. We have a couple more that we want to try to get through. You talked about what games you started with. You said you started with like a lot of RPG games, and I know you do a lot of retro games. So, streaming new versus old games, like pros and cons. Do you think it matters? I'll give my 2 cents on it while I give you a chance to kind of like think about
Compose
a
myself.
response. Yeah, compose yourself.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I think you should stream whatever it is you want to play. That's my opinion. Because if you are enjoying the content that you're playing, people are going to see that. They're going to see that you're enjoying yourself. The streams, to me, are more enjoyable when the streamer's enjoying themselves. And to me, if I'm going into somebody's stream, if I like the person, I like their personality, I may or may not care really what game they're playing. It may be there for the streamer themselves. But sometimes it does matter what game they're playing. Like, I know... like there's some games I just can't really get into. I like the person enough to hang out in their chat for a while and support them and just to hang out and talk with them. But if it's a game I'm not really interested in, I may not hang out as long as they probably would like me to. But I still try to a little bit. But that's my 2 cents on it. What about you, man? Do you think it matters versus new and old games?
So I think it does to a point. Certain things affect what type of viewers come in your channel. So based on what games you play. Let's say you play Fortnite. Well, a lot of that crowd will come in, even the toxic ones that come in and make fun of Fortnite players. So they'll try to find channels that play Fortnite and then be toxic in your channel. It's happened to me plenty of times. But things like that do. As far as keeping your viewer counts, let's say you're playing one game. You're playing a brand new game.
Valorant?
Valorant, for example, right? People were coming in my channel just to try to get a drop from the key.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stuff like that doesn't happen if I'm playing like an old retro RPG. They won't come in to try to get a key because there is no keys. So there is certain things that affect who comes into your channel, what type of person, what they're looking for, and the algorithm is huge for that. I mean, everyone's got a different reason for popping into anyone's channel. So, but if they like the streamer, if they've already connected with the streamer, then really it doesn't matter what you stream because they just want to interact with you. They want to probably just listen to you. They may have your stream actually minimized, but they just want to be in your stream and interact with you and be there to support you. So when it gets to that point, it doesn't matter. But before that, when a brand new person comes in, you wonder why they're coming in your channel, for one. And some people have come to my channel in the past and say, "Oh, I'll watch your stream as long as you're playing this game." And then once I stop that game, they never come back.
Wow.
So
I've actually experienced that. I mean, that doesn't really take me off guard. I have experienced that as well. Do you think that for streamers that are trying to stay relevant and continue to grow, do you think staying on the hype of new games as they come out? Because you'll know, like, anytime there's like a new big label like game that's dropping out, people will just play it, and then all of a sudden they got a huge spike like in the views for that game, and then it starts to slowly taper, and then like maybe some of the major BRs will be the ones that spike back up. But I've noticed that some people will ride that hype train for every game that comes out. Do you think that's something that's beneficial for a streamer to do?
So I've noticed. So there's a difference in that too. So if you're I would take percentages in an account too, and percentages get really low as you start having a smaller viewer count base. So if you take like someone like I don't know, like Tim the Tatman or somebody, or like Ninja, even though he's on Mixer now, not on Twitch.
Dr. Lupo,
Dr. Lupo, and
Dr.
Munition.
Disrespect.
So if you notice their view counts, if you've ever sat through their streams, if they're playing, like, for example, a brand new game comes out. Let's take Valorant as an example, just because it's new. Everyone wants to see that game, and they want to see these large streamers or any streamers play it, so they can see it, maybe buy it themselves or try to get a key or whatever. So you can notice a huge increase in the top streamers when they're playing the new games. Now, when they go back to an older game, it drops. I mean, it's going to happen because that game is not relevant for that week or that month because a brand new game came out. Mm-hmm. So they want to see the brand new games. But once that starts getting old, then their numbers kind of taper back out to what it's supposed to be. So they'll probably jump to a new game right after that, and their numbers are going to jump back up. So it's not consistent numbers when that happens. Now, if you constantly play the same game or the same genre, your numbers are gonna kind of stay the same until something changes that. Either you get rated by someone huge, or big numbers come in, then it'll change.
Raids are awesome.
But yeah, without the raids and without new games, it's going to be a slow increase, I think, unless you have some YouTube video that goes viral or somebody finds you somewhere else. I mean, it's just going to happen like that. So I think new games do affect numbers in a certain way, but if you're a brand new streamer with like 10 average viewers, a new game is not going to help you. It may get you like 1 or 2 extra people, but that's it. Not like 100 or 200 people coming in your channel just because you're playing a new game. They don't know you. They know the top names, so they're going to probably watch them first when a new game comes out.
And that brings us back to, getting your content out there on social media. And then, I think consistency and having a set schedule for streaming is also beneficial, because I think those who just start streaming, unless you're already coming over from another platform where you've already got a community established, you have to start creating this community essentially, and you have to start building your viewers by streaming, by getting your content out there, and by being patient. It doesn't happen overnight. All these big name streamers that we just named off, they've been streaming for years, like 5+ years, some of these streamers, to get to the point where they're at. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that when they start streaming that, oh, I'm really good at this game, and I'm gonna be the next ninja, like you were saying earlier, even though he's on Mixer, but that doesn't matter. He's the top name that people know. And they have that assumption that they're going to be this top name brand streamer, whatever you want to call it, right off the gate. But it's a lot of work to get to that point. And I think a lot of it is patience. And something that I always tell myself that was said to me when I started streaming is that streaming's a journey. It's not a race. There's no finish line. Even once people get that purple check mark and they get partnered, like I have a lot of like streamer friends who are partnered, and they're like, dude, it's besides having the check mark and extra emotes, he's like, it's essentially I'm doing the same thing. I'm still doing the same. It's a grind, even though it's it's a journey. Grind. It's a grind, yeah. But
think of it this way. So it's like building a brick building, with like, let's say about 12 floors. Okay, you can't just like poof, it's built, right?
Nope.
You got to build it brick by brick, all the way up, tier by tier, all the way up to the 12th floor.
Yep.
Right. So it takes time. It takes time to do that, especially when you're a streamer.
Patience, and that's why I'm saying with the whole journey, make it a good journey. Don't stress about trying to get to the finish line. Like for me, like advice that was given to me was to turn off your viewer count. And when I first started streaming, and the viewer count was obviously going to be lower, I didn't turn it off. And I was always stressing about trying, like, man, I got to make sure I'm hitting this average so that, I could get affiliate. And then after that, I started stressing, like, okay, I got to make it for partner. Because, I aspire to be partner, as I'm sure you do, and most streamers probably do, but not all streamers.
Well, you're going to make it way before me, man. Way.
We don't even need to go down that road, man, because you never know.
Oh my gosh, he's getting partner right now.
No, I doubt it. It's an aspiration, but it's not my main concern. It's not my focus. Yeah. My focus is to make sure that I'm enjoying the journey. Because the last thing you want to do is stress about something you enjoy. Like, why did you even start streaming to begin with?
Gosh, so here's my thing on that. So when I first started, I was just going to play a bunch of single player games. I wasn't even worried about multiplayer. And my thought was, if I was going to sit in a room all by myself playing single player games, why not stream it? And have other people interact and actually see the games that they probably haven't played since they were a kid. Mm-hmm. So that was my aspiration, and that's when I first turned on the stream, and I just had gameplay up and my logo on the side. Mm-hmm. I didn't even have a camera yet, and I had a crappy headset mic, and I had nothing. I mean, no bells and whistles for anything except my PC, and capture card, and that was it. So
now we're gonna start opening up a whole other can there of streaming equipment to even stream, but you can stream with the most basic stuff. Like I think if you have like an Xbox and you've got like the Xbox camera and then like a headset, you can essentially stream with just that in your TV. Now over time, if you want to be I would say successful and grow your brand and there's so much tools or to put into your arsenal for streaming. I mean, like, it's ridiculous everything that's in front of me at this moment in compared to when I first started streaming. But it didn't happen all at once. It's
Yeah.
baby steps, like you're saying, brick by brick, layer by layer. You set goals and you try to achieve those goals to like that long term goal. Like there's like a thing that
Yeah.
you would do for like a plan to help achieve a goal, but you need to have it like set out and achieve those little baby steps
Well,
to get to the big steps, so to speak.
it's like a milestones all the way till. I mean, I don't even know. For me, I don't even have an end goal. I mean, I would say partner would be a milestone, not really an end goal.
Absolutely.
Because once you hit partner, you got to keep going. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just stop there and say, okay, I'm partner now. You know, I made it to the big time.
No,
way.
it's just
You're not
another
even close.
like you said, it's another milestone that may
Yeah.
or may not open other doors for you.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people forget that it should just be a milestone. And since we're on the subject of milestones, do you have any milestones? You just hit 2 years on Twitch not too long ago.
2 years.
What are your
Jesus,
milestones, man? Let's hear about it.
Gosh, well, for one, to finish all my sub stickers for the year. I was supposed to finish them last year. I totally just dropped
you
everything.
had a
and
lot of
stuff.
events happen last year. We don't need to go back
Yeah,
into it
so-
again, but like
And
that's
then this
understandable.
year has the COVID stuff just killing everybody, but at least it gives everyone time to sit indoors and contemplate their life and where they want it to go.
Contemplate their life. What am I
It's-
doing with myself
And
right
then,
now?
yep, and then you go back outside and you're like, holy crap, you know. I just had a epiphany.
I struggle with I can't turn my
but-
mind off at night when I'm laying in bed. Like I just have all these ideas and then like
Oh shoot.
trying to implement them is probably like the biggest struggle. But no, besides making affiliate, do you have anything? And like you said stickers, obviously affiliate, streaming for 2 years, you know, like the
Yeah.
1 year mark, the 2 year mark, affiliate and stickers. Those are all like milestones for you. Do you have any others?
I mean, to get sponsored by somebody. I'm not gonna actively look for sponsorships though, and I had some pretty good advice told to me the other day, and it was affiliate programs for certain things. So I heard that was a trap as well. I mean, same trap as like a follow for follow.
Okay.
So doing an affiliate like program, so like signing up for like a website where you get like a small percentage of proceeds from them just by doing advertising on your stream for them and selling something that they sell, and you get a small percentage. What you're doing is basically they own you, and they're not paying you much for advertising at all because you have to do a certain thing for them before they'll even give you anything. So
True.
a lot of the big streamers, they don't do it that way. They'll have the company pay them. And basically, you're like, well, I'm giving this company advertising on my stream.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the way you got to look at it. You can't flip it the other way because then the company really owns you, and basically tells you what you can do. And you got to read the fine print too when you sign up for these websites, because some of them say you have to have my logo on your stream 24/7. You have to have this much advertising in the stream at all times, and you can't have other things being advertised at the same time you're advertising my stuff.
Right.
So it's like it's too many chains in those things, unless you sign a contract with somebody, an actual contract where they pay you money to do a service. So that's what you got to go for, and that's basically sponsorships.
Well, I think with that said, if you do go for, let's say, an affiliation, or you're trying to go for a sponsorship or something, have it be with something that you're passionate about. Like,
Exactly.
I'll use me as an example because I'm affiliated with Funko. I don't get paid by Funko. They don't ask me to advertise and things of that nature. The only thing that they like really have said to me is that if I can get like a certain followage on like Instagram or YouTube or like one of my social medias to a certain number, then they'll send me like a care package of a whole bunch of Funko stuff that I can turn around and give back to my community.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome, but to get to that point, it's a long ball. So for me, like when I get to that point, when I hit like a certain followage number on one of my social media platforms, that will be a milestone for me, because then I'll be able to get, dude, I'm affiliated with Funko. I finally received my first Funko package that I can turn around and give back to everybody. But, with the whole affiliation thing, I'm passionate about it. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. And it's not really a stressor or anything that I worry about, because I love Funko. I mean, I do Funko giveaways all the time.
Most people do. I like Funko too. I was jealous when you did that. I was like, what the hell, man? I got to do something else.
I got lucky, dude. I got really lucky. And then like with the sticker things, like you and I both do stickers, and being able to pick up a sponsorship from Rockin' Monkey was a crowning moment in my streaming career for me, because I've been doing stickers since the beginning when I started back in like September of 2018. I think I started doing stickers almost like that December is when I started doing stickers. So from 2018 till now, I've been doing it, and I've always liked Rockin' Monkey. I've always gone out and looked at their posts, looked at what people are doing for their sticker ideas. But, I don't even make this a whole pitch about them, but basically what I was getting at is like finding something that you're passionate about and just keeping at it. Because when I first applied for a sponsorship or some type of affiliate program with them, they didn't have anything like that. I was the first streamer or content creator that had approached them seeking this type of status with them, so to speak. And they didn't even have it.
That's an awesome thing when you can do that with a newer company.
Yeah.
That can actually take you in and say, oh yeah, I've never thought of that, but let me hook you up.
And anybody can do that, and they don't even have to do with somebody that's on like on a social media platform that they found. They can find like local businesses that are trying to grow, like smaller businesses that maybe have been around for a little bit and they're trying to establish themselves. Maybe it's like for me, when I had my full beard, I was talking with my barbers about picking up sponsorships. So I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'll put your products on my stream, I'll put your brand on my stream. And it got close. I got really close on a couple of them, but then when I lost the beard, I kind of like threw my chances out the window there. I was like, well,
when you lost your beard, man, I came to your channel. I was like, who is that? Who's streaming the Rock?
Everybody was calling me imposter. They're like, this isn't Rockdad. It was so funny.
Oh man,
that is pretty funny. But anyway, so just to recap that segment, about not getting caught up, and I know when I was first doing the affiliations thing and I was looking for something to get affiliated, you see people who are doing like fade grips was like a huge one, or gamer supplements, which is fine. Like even I am still trying to work towards a gamer supplement, but it takes time to put into these other businesses to try to make yourself grow, because like you said, they want you to do things, and that takes time away from you that you could be doing like streaming, creating content, putting it out there, networking, going into people's streams. And then on top of that, we're not just streamers, you're a husband and a father.
I know, we got outside.
You got other hats you got to put on. So it's time management is being constantly task saturated and managing all these different hats and all these other things that you're trying to work on. So it's just, you have to work at it. And that's why I say, it's a journey. Try to enjoy it. Yeah. Don't stress, even though I was stressing hard just about an hour ago trying to get this stream up and going on time, which I apologize, chat, that I was not able to get this live on time.
You guys always take your sweet time anyway, so it's fine. You guys showed up just on time, I'm sure. Question for you, Rockdad. I don't think I have it on my list though.
Okay.
So when you first started streaming, did you do it for fun, or would you think I'm going to do this, to get affiliate, to get partnered, and to make a journey out of it?
A little bit of both. I'll be 100% frank. So the job prior to me, I've had a lot of different jobs in my time frame. I'm 35. I've been on Earth, 35 years, but I haven't been working for that full time. But of all the jobs I've had a lot of physically demanding jobs that have broken my body down. And in the last job I had was probably like one of the most, it just was just breaking my body. And I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching YouTube with my sons, and my oldest son and my youngest son are, I got them on either side of me, and they're like, Dad, you could do this. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you could stream video games, Dad. You're good at games. I could listen and watch you play. I was like, what? Really? They're like, yeah. Nice. And then it was like a light bulb, because I love video games and I always had such a great time. Like I played on Xbox Live, and I had, I was always on playing with all my friends, and I never thought at all that I could be somebody who would put their face on camera and stream my content. Like I just had no idea like where to begin. And I loved the idea because I had just finished that job that I was doing. I used to be a janitor for my kids' school. It was actually a utility. Hold on, what was the actual word? Hold on. I can't even remember. It was something engineer, but it was basically I was a janitor, but I did more than just janitorial work. I did like maintenance on the building. it's like facility maintenance, and then like reoccurring RWP, like reoccurring work program, to where I was constantly checking systems and making sure everything was working. But like when I wasn't fixing things, at the end of the day, I was cleaning 40,000 square feet just to myself, and that's including toilet stalls and urinals. All this. I only did the job for a year, and it's because my kid was going to a charter school, and we were having to pay for the tuition. And me taking a job, I was paying half the tuition for that job. And man, like all my old military injuries started flaring up, my back, my shoulder. Like I was just always in pain. And then a lot of stress was coming with that job as well, because at the same time, when I very first started streaming, my mother had developed cancer, and my wife had just tore her left ACL and her meniscus skiing. So I was stressed with her, and then like I was stressed with my parents, and then stressed with the job. It was just an unhealthy time. So I was welcoming the change and the idea about not doing this job anymore. And so when they said you should stream, I was like, okay, I might be able to make this work as a career, because there's other people out there who are making it work. Maybe I can make it work. And I've had a lot of different life experiences from being a military brat, because I was born in England. Or excuse me, I was born in Germany, but I was basically raised in England when my parents were both military, traveling all over Europe. And then I came to the States in the mid-90s, and then, finished out junior high and high school. And then I joined the military, and I did my travel. So I've had a lot of different, like, exposure to different cultures and lifestyles and people around the world. And the idea of streaming, to where I can connect with people from around the world in one central location and try to share experiences and create new experiences with them.
That's the coolest thing in the world, right?
Right, it is. It
feels like next door to someone in like Germany or France, or
It's insane.
Canada. It's like,
I love it. It's very appealing. Is what I was trying to say, and I loved the idea of it, and the fact that my sons suggested it. I have my sons to thank. This has probably been my absolute most favorite thing that I've done, like out of all the different jobs that I've done, because I've done quite a bit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm a millennial. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, type deal,
When I grow up, I'm sure someone in your chat, Rockdad, probably said to themselves, "When I grow up, I want to be just like Rockdad."
Yes. I've had people say that. It's very flattering, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know how to respond when people say that, besides like thank you, and like I try to give them like don't be just like me, like be yourself, be genuine, be unique, find what works for you, go with it. You're gonna, like, one thing I've noticed, like I've tried a lot of things that haven't worked. I'm sure you have too. Like what if some of the things that you've tried to do that haven't worked for you and you had to move on from?
Oh man, a lot of
besides
things.
Communities that ended up.
Well, for one big thing, I'm still trying to mess with this, but overlays. So
oh my gosh,
what to put over your gameplay that doesn't cover up too much certain things? What do you want to show? Do you want to show our last donation, the last sub, the last follow? I mean, where are you going to put that? And then notifications on top of that. I mean, is it going to be too much? Not enough? Can people read it? I mean, it's like, does it take away from the gameplay? Does it take away from the interaction? There's so much that you put into your stream that's niceties, but does it really need to be there?
Do you ever get feedback on any of it?
I do, and that's why I've changed it so much in the past year. It's like, so I used to do full screen on games.
Yeah.
And then I'd put my camera thing in there. I'd put some, other overlay stuff like stats. I'd put the chat on the side. And when you start adding things like that, you can't see the gameplay anymore. Mm-hmm. So if someone wants to come in and see the gameplay of a new game that you're playing or an old game, they can't see it.
Makes sense.
And every game is different. Every game has their certain key things in different spots. So you're constantly changing where your camera is and where your chat is. And just I wanted to stop messing with that. So the overlay I use now is basically this huge frame around it with stuff. And then I've got a box for my gameplay. So most people use a window like that for chat view. Well, I use it for my main window now, just because I wanted to stop moving things out of the way of the game, and I wanted to record. So that's one huge thing is the overlay.
Well, I was just asking Rockman to give you a shout out because you bring up an excellent point about your stream overlays, because that's one thing that I'm always messing with, because you bring up an excellent point. It has to do with like what the game setup is, because some things may be in certain locations where you have to move stuff, and so you're constantly changing it to what you like, but at the same time hoping that your audience likes it as well. But your page was such a huge inspiration for me when I first came on streaming, because you've been streaming longer than I have, and when
did you start, Rockdad? What's
September of 2018 is when I started.
Okay.
2018, September. But I went to your page after like meeting you, like you and I were talking through, or the original community that we started in. I think actually you and I found each other on Twitter first, and then we found out that we were in the same community together, and then we were both crew leads.
It was something like that, yeah.
But I found your page.
You were a crew lead first.
I was a crew lead first, I think.
And then I joined.
And then you joined?
A crew lead. Yep. Okay. But I think I was a part of the community first.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I liked the community that I was in, but it was just getting to be too much.
It did. It took a turn in a direction that I didn't agree with, which is sad to say. But, that's part of growth. I learned a lot from that community, and I made a lot of great connections that I still have, to this day.
Same here.
Because of that experience, I now know what not to do with my own community, because I don't want to see my community crumble like that. And that was sad to see happen, because I'm still friends with the person who started that community.
Yeah.
And that's sad to see. But, man, I was going somewhere. Oh, it's about your page, about how influential it was to me. So everybody's page should be unique and to what they like and how they want to have it seen, everything like that. But I had no idea what to do with my page when I first started. I'm like, what?
Oh, man.
What
me neither. Me neither.
I went to yours, and there was just so much there to look at, and I loved it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these games he's played. Look at all these like major contributions he's had. Look at like his emotes and like your goals and like all the things that you've done. I'm like, man, I like this. And then like all your links from your panels and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, now I have an idea of what I should do. And I didn't necessarily copy you, because I'm not telling people go out and copy Kain.
Oh no. Well, you know what happened the other day. So I got a new follow the other day. I was like, I always check out everyone who follows me. Yeah. To see if they stream or not. And then if they do, I'll usually write down their name and try to check them out.
Okay.
This specific person, I'm not going to name names, but they copy and pasted everything on my page and edited it not enough where it looked different. So everything in my layout was exactly the same in this person's page.
Oh, it's terrible.
Like, what the hell?
It's flattering and insulting all at the same time.
Yeah, at least they threw me a follow, I guess, but I was like, holy crap.
Oh, man. That's terrible. Yeah,
don't do that. Advice. If you
unique.
Do not follow the person you're doing that to.
Use it as a guide.
You're gonna find out.
Guide only. That is too funny.
Oh my gosh. But you're right. It's flattering in a way, but in another way it's like way to be original,
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, get back on track. But it's way as far as my Twitch page looks, it took me 2 years to get that done. 2 years.
I believe
because I constantly change things, I constantly update it. I constantly think of new ways to make it look different than yesterday.
That's like the one thing that's consistent is you're constantly messing with things. Like as a streamer, you're always messing with either, like you said, overlays or your Twitch page. Like I've changed 3-4 times since when I first started streaming, and I've kept all my old stuff just so I can have it for like nostalgia purposes. It's like, oh, look where we've come from, type moment.
Well, I tell you, I don't know about you, Rockdad. I think you're probably the same way as me, but I'm never happy. I'll tweak things a certain way, and I'll be like, okay, I like it. And then tomorrow, I'm not going to like it. I'll look back and say, it's old. I need to update it.
That's terrible. That's like OCD, I think. It's like when you're just never satisfied.
But, not current OCD, because I'll change things and be like, okay, fine, now it's fine. And then tomorrow I'll be like, well, crap, I need to update this and make it look different. And then I'll get a piece of feedback from one person, and it affects the way tomorrow is going to be. Yeah. So it's like sometimes I got to stop doing that, because one person may not be the same as 100 different people that watch your channel. Yeah. So when you're trying to please one person, you're not pleasing the other 100 people. So yeah, you just got to watch feedback. Sometimes you really got to maybe take a poll. I mean, if you say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this change based off one piece of feedback I got, do a poll on your channel and be like, who else wants to see this?
I was about to say that's great advice, man, and that's definitely something you should utilize. You got so many tools at your disposal as a streamer. Like when you look over at your stream manager, you can do a lot of different things, and polls I don't think get utilized enough.
I basically just found out about that the other day, as far as like using it on my stream, and I thought it was the best thing in the world, having a poll.
Yeah,
a live poll. So
I definitely like the live poll, and I try to use it as frequently as I can because, I like to be interactive with my chat, and not every streamer is going to be the same. Some people don't really talk with the chat. Some people just focus on the gameplay. Some people do nothing but the chat. I try to do a combination of everything, and I try to be interactive, and I find that the polls are extremely effective of being interactive with the chat. Yeah. Much like the question of the stream, which I love doing. I've been doing that for such a long time too, but it gets difficult trying to think of questions. I'm not gonna lie, you guys.
Oh shoot! I'm impressed at how many questions you do have.
I have one for today, but I haven't turned it on yet.
Yeah, I thought about doing that for my stream. You know how long it lasted?
How long?
2 streams.
Yeah, what happened? Did you just give up on it?
I gave up. I was like, no, I'm not. I mean, the 3rd stream, I forgot to update it, and I was stressing out. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to stress about streams and updating so many different things and forgetting.
Yeah.
So, and I tried to make checklists for myself, what to check, what to update, and it didn't work for me. So stuff like that, I can't do on my stream. So I give you props for doing that on yours.
Thank you. It's we're all creatures of habit, So routine is what I thrive on, and it took me forever to get into a good routine of remembering like where to go, where to update. Because I've got how many programs up and running right now just to do this stream, and then inside these programs, like we've talked about all the things that you can make adjustments to, but like commands. And the question of the stream is a command, and so that's something you have to update every time. And there was times at the very beginning to where I was forgetting, I couldn't think of questions, and it was a struggle to kind of get that ball rolling. But once I got into the routine, it became a part of the routine of pulling everything up. So it's plus, like I said, I struggle at night falling asleep sometimes when my brain just turns on and I can't shut it off, and all these ideas are going. Well, I've heard that to help that, writing down these ideas so that you can like, okay, I wrote it down, I can come back to this and not try to remember it, and I can just let my brain kind of shut off. I do that with my phone. I have my phone and it's got a note pad app. Whenever I have an idea, I just throw it into this notepad ad, and my notes. Cool. I'm going to show the chat real quick. They may not have seen this. I'm going to pull it up real quick, but and I'll show you too. And it's got so many different things in it, and I'm going to show the chat maybe if it shows up really nice. And like I'm just gonna keep scrolling. These are all different ideas, and about 80 to 90% of them are all street. Look at the little orange like scroll. I mean, I'm just going here. It's just constant stuff that I'm just putting down. But like I said, I'm going off track here. I digress. Routine. Yeah,
let me show you my list. It's not as pretty as Rockdad's is. See all these posting notes everywhere? Yeah.
I can't do that.
In one big pile, and I probably haven't gotten back to any of them in at least
if I do that, they just end up like the same over here in this drawer. I just can't, dude. I like it visual. It's like because I always have my phone on me. It's like
I do too, but I don't feel like typing in it that often. So it's like if I'm on my phone, it's usually on social media or something.
Oh, okay, okay. So that opens us up
email.
For I think maybe one more subject to talk on before maybe we switch over to some gameplay. We do have gameplay planned, chat.
You do it as long as you want us to do games, chat. Because I can chat for another 6 hours. Let's go.
That's true. That's true. Okay, chat. So before we jump into this next thing, because what it is, Kain, I'll just say it so I don't forget. How often we're on our phones and how often we're doing things, trying to like promote growth and stuff like that. But we can keep chatting because we have a list of subjects we can go over, or subjects or topics. But we have Dead Space 3 on the docket. Kain's never played Dead Space, and nope. The first game I ever streamed on Twitch was, in fact, the very first Dead Space, and this is Dead Space 3, which is a co-op, and I've never had the opportunity to play co-op with any of my friends on Dead Space, and so this will be a new experience for me on Dead Space 3, even though I've played all the Dead Spaces, but this is going to be Kain's first experience in Dead Space whatsoever. So if you guys want to see some of that gameplay, we'll look at any questions you guys may have had and open it up for questions here in a little bit. But just to give you guys a little information, that's what we have planned. But Kain, the phones, dude, I'm glued to my phone, and it's terrible because
I think most streamers probably are.
right?
Just
Because
saying.
it's streaming and growth and networking. A very small portion of it is done through streaming. The rest of it is networking, like being on social media, getting your content out there. And I'm creating content on my phone. I'm networking through my phone. If I was to open up my notifications, like before I figured out how to start silencing things in the Discord, I kid you not, when I had to silence, what was it? Do not disturb was turned on. From a certain time to a certain time, and then when my do not disturb turned off, it was my alarm. It was the coolest thing. I always felt so good because it was all like beep 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 beep, like all these things just start pouring in, and it would go on for a while. And I was like, yes. And then it was like Discord, and I was like, oh.
Well, you know what's funny? At least during the lockdowns, right? So I'm on my phone most of the day, looking at social media, doing at home, work, and then I'll be like, oh man, my phone's gonna die. So let me go charge it. So I'll leave it on the charger, and then my boss tries to call me, right? So he can't get me because my phone's on the charger in another room, and so then he'll get pissed because I didn't pick up. I'm supposed to be working from home, but in reality, my phone just needed charged, and maybe it's on vibrate or something because I don't like it to ring all day.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, sorry, boss.
It's funny. Rock Mom would get on me. She's like, you need to put your phone down. I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. Let me just finish this tweet. I'm tweeting back to somebody.
Too. I mean, for example, like my wife, anyone who's married, your wife, I don't know if this is it for everybody, but for me at least, my wife thinks, just because I have a phone and it has texting, that I need to respond right away, right? Sometimes I'll get the notification, but I'm on a ladder or something doing work, work or something, and I don't want to be texting while I'm on a ladder and drop my phone and smash it to pieces, right? So I put it back in my pocket. I've got the text. I'll respond later, but then they'll blow up with texts saying respond, and then she'll wave, and she'll be like, respond to me, talk to me. But I'm either driving, I'm on a ladder, I'm doing stuff. I know, right? So I'll get it when I get home. She'll be like, why did it take you so long to respond? Why didn't you call me up? Why didn't you do this?
You're always on your phone. Jesus. Why don't you respond to me? Sorry, babe. I'll be
like, I had 1% battery left. I can't afford the 1% to be, sending a text or calling up or doing FaceTime. So it's like, and then she gets hurt by that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't win.
No, you can't win. So, you can't win. A happy wife is a happy life, though. That's good advice that was given to me, man. So you got to keep him happy.
Who the real boss is during the day. Who is your real boss? Not the one who, who's at work. It's your wife.
Dude,
or your girlfriend.
That's how
or
it
your
is.
Significant other.
My wife picks up the pants that I sometimes get to wear.
I don't know. Sometimes I think they wear the pants. We wear the dresses or the skirts.
I wouldn't go that far. Unless it's another makeup.
That'd be a future Rockdad cosplay, guys.
Oh my god, they've seen me like with those phone apps where you can make yourself look like the opposite sex, and Nader Tater was in the stream for that one too, and like we all did it on the phone like that with Tequila, Rock Mom, Nader Tater, myself. It was hilarious, but like of course it was right after I did like that makeup bomb stream, and so like there's just the makeup one with me with the glitter in the beard, and then like with the purple hair, and then the one where I've not had any of that on, but I'm turned female. Oh my gosh, dude. They're like, Rockdad, you could totally pull off the drag if you wanted to. And I'd be like, I don't know if that's a good thing.
I guess it depends on your perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chad. Is that a good thing for Rockdad to be able to, dress up nice as the opposite sex?
Hold on. No. We're not gonna hear this. Like,
do you want to see him? Do you want to see him doing a, some cross-dressing cosplay?
Why would you do that to
live
me?
On stream.
Why would you do that to me? You know you're gonna be like, yes, let's embarrass Rockdad. I don't even have a response to that. Oh man. So where do you see yourself in 2 years from since you just did 2 years on Twitch? Do you see yourself doing it in another 2 years still?
I do. I think so. Just having it. I mean, I don't know about you. I know you said you did a lot of like Xbox Live with friends before streaming. Mm-hmm. You know what I did before streaming? I was down to gaming for maybe like 2 hours a week.
Oh yeah.
Gaming just stopped in my household, and I guess it started the downfall when I got married, because my wife wasn't a gamer. I got my stepdaughter into gaming, so she liked playing games on like PS4, and we had Xbox and the Wii. She did Roblox on PC for a while, but other than that, I was dead to gaming. I mean, I used to be like full-time raider, full-time clan member in games like old FPS games, MMOs. But then when I got married, it stopped. It stopped 100%, and I hated that. And when I tried to get back into it, my wife said, "Oh, I don't like you doing that."
Oh man!
And I was like, "Oh hell, this isn't gonna be fun." So I started to get disgruntled on a lot of things, and my attitude just kind of died, just as far as stuff. And then when I don't even know how I even installed OBS, or actually I didn't even start with OBS. I started with XSplit, and decided to go live.
I do not like XSplit. I tried that one too. We'll move on from that though. Go ahead.
I think I tried to convince my wife, and I want to do this as like an extra hobby, and this is how much I want to do it per week. And then it just kind of evolved into something else.
Well,
so now I'm able to work on it every day. Yeah. I told her, I was like, this is what I was passionate about, and now I've got nothing left. I moved away from my family and friends because I'm in Idaho now. I used to live in Virginia, and that's where most of my family friends still are. And most of my people I know here are either from my wife's friends or my work. I haven't met any other, maybe one, and any other gamer friends here in Idaho. Nobody. So it's like, so my gaming just died when I moved to Idaho. It died, and it kind of coincided with me getting married, because we got married right before I moved, about 7-8 years ago, something like that. And
wait, you got married right before you moved, and that's 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. You should probably know when you got married, dude.
No. So I got married July 6th, 2012.
Okay.
2012. So it's been almost 8 years.
I got you.
So I know when I got married, man. Don't make me fall into that trap. Someone's gonna clip it and be like, "Oh, he doesn't remember when he got married. Let me share it with his wife." And then, shoot, there it is.
It's like, yo, when I got married, I can't play video games.
And then, hey, guess what? We're gonna have another podcast next week. I'll be like, "Hey, guys, I'm getting divorced today."
No. I hope it doesn't come to that at all. But you bring up, oh my God, wait. Go ahead.
So the point is, things have gotten a lot better. For me, I've been a lot happier as far as the gaming, the streaming, and stuff. So, I think it's been a more positive thing for me than negative, as far as where I wanted to go with life. Mm-hmm. Because when you start getting older, man, it's like, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? It's not just fun and games anymore. It's like, holy crap, it's getting serious. So, I don't want to be sitting around when I'm 90 being stuck in a situation I can't get out of.
I hear you there.
So,
well, you brought up a lot of great things that I want to touch on with that response about I've come across a lot of streamers who struggle with their spouses not supporting them being a streamer. And it's actually some of them, they end up losing their marriage over it.
Yeah.
And that I'm not quite sure how to go about talking about that, because I don't fall into the same category. Like, even with you, like you said, you played a lot of video games before you got married. So did I. But I married my high school sweetheart, who was also a gamer, and her and I played a lot of video games together prior to marriage, and then even after marriage, her and I played a lot of video games like Xbox Live, like on Halo and things of that nature. We used to go to the Halo LAN parties, and she would just kick ass. It was awesome.
Dude.
Rock Mom, like, she is stellar with shooters. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. But even when I was at work, she'd be at home or back at the apartment when we had an apartment at our first duty location in Idaho when I was Mountain Home, just south of Boise.
Oh yeah.
She was in the apartments, and we had just dial-up at the time, I think. And every time I tried to call home to her, she was playing Diablo, like, on the computer to where I couldn't get. It was just a busy signal the whole time. And then I'd come home from work, and, like, I couldn't get to you. She's like, sorry, I've been raiding all day, or whatever it was called at that time,
Those old dial-ups, man. Jeez. But I used to rage. Now, just pull away for 1 second. Those old dial-ups, the 14.4K modems and 56K. Back when I was a teenager, it was like, we only had one line in the house, and I wanted to play online games. I think back then it was like Quake 1 and Ultima Online, and I wanted to play, and I'd either play after school or sneak late at night, like 2 a.m. I'd cover the modem with a pillow so my parents wouldn't hear, and then hear this, and luckily my parents didn't wake up because of that. But then I'd be up late at night playing whatever. So those old dial-ups, man, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
to where you had to
dude.
get a second landline just to make phone calls because you wanted to be online so much.
Yep. And I wasn't even really on like PC very much. Like I didn't get into PC gaming until I really got into streaming. I've always been a console player, so I did like the Xbox Live thing, like I was saying. But Rock Mom and I would do the live together, and then I started streaming, and she was supportive of the idea. And now Rock Mom is streaming, so we fall into a different dynamic than a lot of other streamers when like there's only one of like the couple that streams, and one may not be so supportive of it, and then there's some that are very supportive of it. But it's difficult to find a balance. But like I think I don't know, like you said, it's a struggle for you to get back into gaming because since you got married and your wife isn't really into it. I would almost say that like I don't even know, like I think I find myself fortunate that the one I tied the knot with loves video games to where this isn't a hurdle or something that causes some type of like confrontation between spouses or some type of like resentment, because a lot of the times like the ones that didn't make it with streaming, that is, like I don't want to name names because it's not my place to name their business,
right?
But their spouses left them because of the resentment of how much time, because we've talked about how much time goes into being a content creator on Twitch or just being a content creator in general, streaming. Just a lot of time goes into it. It's more than a normal 8-hour workday or 40-hour work week. It's way more than that. And it causes a lot of resentment in relationships when they're not getting that time that they want. And so I've seen marriages end from it, and it's sad.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I'm a late night streamer, because I stream live at like 10:30 p.m. is exactly when my wife goes to bed. So I'll be tucking her in at like 10:15, and then 15 minutes later I'm going live. So it's like you gotta find the balance at the same time, especially when you're married to someone who doesn't. She doesn't stream, she doesn't play games a lot. So you just have to find that balance so you don't mess up a good marriage. I mean, almost 8 years of marriage, and we're still going strong. It's just we had hurdles. Like a lot of people, and
everybody has hurdles.
Yeah,
you grow from
stuff you gotta get past, and you either have to be upfront right away, or you have to lay down. This is what I'm not happy with. You just gotta sit down and talk about it.
Well, that's something that you said at the very beginning too, is that you say, hey, I want to do this, because this is what you said to your wife. You openly communicated with her, and that's what it comes down to is effective communication, receiving and things of that nature, and being honest. And you said, look, I want to do this. I want to do this amount of times, and what did she say when you came to her with all this? Obviously, she must have been okay with it because you're doing it, right?
Yeah, well, I tell you, every day I'm pushing. Let's put it that way. I'm pushing to say, okay, so this event's going on in this game. I want to stream it. And they're like, okay, so are you going to take another stream away this week? I'm like, no. I'm gonna add it to my schedule, for this week.
Dude,
so
that's rough,
like stuff
man.
like that. Yeah, stuff like that is rough, and you gotta stand firm on what you want, because if you start to wobble in your stuff, start to pull back, they're gonna jump on you and say, nope, you're not doing it, asshole. And then you gotta,
So that could be a hindrance to growth then. That could be a hindrance to growth.
It could be, and it could be very easily too if you let it happen.
Yeah, I think though, maybe just being choosy with your battles, pick your battles wisely. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Yeah.
And making sure it's just effective communication, and that I've always been a real empathizer, probably to a fault, to be honest with you. I'm always kind of looking at it like from somebody else's point of view, so I'm not making just like a blindsided decision with something. I always try to put people's views into it, and I do it so much to where it actually causes confrontation with me and my spouse, because like she was like, no, why do you gotta be like that? Quit defending people. And I'm like, you gotta give them a benefit of a doubt. She's like, stop that. You're gonna get stabbed in the back. And sure as shit, it's happened a couple times, but I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my thought process. Like, where was I going with this? What were we talking about? Why did I get on that subject? Damn, I digress a lot.
Well, the point of the story is you gotta stay happy yourself while keeping your significant other happy.
And be an effective communicator by receiving and listening and all that, and just making sure that you're taking their into consideration. That's what I was getting at. As you gotta you know, you and your wife, obviously you're always going to be thinking about her on the other side of things and trying to do your thing. But for others out there that might be listening that may be struggling with streaming and support from either family or their significant other, is try to consider where they're at as well, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, enough of that. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Okay.
I'm looking at our list here of questions, and we've kind of like bounced around a lot through most of it.
We did.
Should... Oh my gosh, okay, here's a good one. What do you do when you get a toxic viewer in your stream? Do you ban them? Do you time them out? Do you laugh? Do you ignore them? I love this question because everybody does something different. Like Rock Mom especially, like she gets trolls in hers all the time, but they're like some of them are like sexual, and that doesn't bother her. She's got like really thick skin, and she just laughs it off. Not a big deal. And then like she's got like the same type of mentality of people with mods in her chat, I think, because they see it too and they just think it's funny. Now if it gets out of control, I've seen people get timed out and banned and things of that nature. But what do you do in your channel? Do you get a lot of trolls? Do you get a lot of moments where you need your mods to step in and help out?
My mods are great. I actually had so we did a 24-hour stream the other day. I had a mod stay in the channel the whole 24 hours, and freaking awesome mod. We actually didn't have
awesome. Thank you, mods.
We didn't have many trolls that stream, but we have had trolls in previous streams where they're trying to either promote their stuff or just trying to be toxic, like you suck at this game or something like that.
1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, 1v1 me, and yeah, that's it. And we had someone come in the channel. It's actually not someone, but 500 followers spam in my channel. So instantly it was within like 30 seconds. From 1 to 500 followers flooded my channel, like an instant 500 followers, and I had notifications going off for days. I was like, "What the hell?" And at the same time, I got raided by one of my good friends, Bald Wookie, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Holy hell!" So when something like that happens, it's like you got to try to keep your cool and just do the best you can at solving the situation in front of you.
The alarms from...
So first I had to silence. It took me at least 5 notifications to actually get that done.
Okay.
And then luckily one of the viewers in my chat has seen that before, has seen that happen, and they gave me a link to go to, and I was actually able to unfollow and ban every single one of those followers that came in from a certain time frame.
Okay.
And I did it within maybe 15 minutes of that happening. So now I can actually do it pretty quick because I've got the link readily available if that happens again.
You'll have to share that link with me. Not that I've had that need for it, but you'll have to share that link.
You may need it someday.
You never know. I had the most hilarious spammer come in, and it was something dong, and it was just like they had different accounts. They came in multiple times. Each time they got banned, and they were dropping a follow. But they would drop something in the chat, and it was like they took the keys and made pictures in the chat, and it made every single one of them look like a dog. I actually have some screenshots of it. It was hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh at it. Dude,
I think I was in that stream. I think I remember that.
It was just dogs throughout my whole chat. I'm like, it's a good thing I think I'm over family friendly at this point. It was hilarious. But I don't think I've really had a whole lot of toxic individuals, but the mods do not get enough credit where credit is due because they do so much for the streamer. I love my mods, and I've had a lot of people come in that I didn't even know were being toxic, and then they were gone, and I was like, they got banned? And they're like, yeah, they were saying this and this. I already took care of it. I was like, holy crap, I didn't even know. But they make things so much easier with the shout outs. Especially with today, because you and I haven't really been addressing the chat, which is so different for you and I, because we're usually so much on our chat.
Dude, I've been looking over those. So chat, I'm reading what you're saying. It was just I'm going back and forth.
Well, and we're going to address the chat too. We're going to leave it open for questions here in a second. Yeah. But I think I just wanted to take this time to really emphasize that I think for anybody who's a beginning streamer, be choosy with your mods. Don't just let anybody mod your channel. Have it be someone who's a regular and somebody who understands your taste when it comes to how you want them to mod. And I think you should take good care of your mods. You know, like if they take good care of you, you should take good care of them back. And so something I did for my mods this last Christmas is I drew. Like I do like as you know, the question of the stream, and I find out it's like a good facilitator for conversation and a great way to get to know my moderators and my community members and members in my chat. And anime is like a huge thing, and so I would draw like because I like art, and I would do like their favorite anime character or something anime related that they liked as a gift for Christmas with my stickers, and I would send it to them. But I didn't do that for every mod, and I know I have more mods since then, including yourself, Kain. I don't think I've done anything for you because you come into my channel and you mod for me, and dude, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, dude. Seriously, you make streaming, mods in general, make streaming so much easier knowing that you got somebody there in your corner covering your ass.
Yeah. I try, man. Since you stream a lot during the day, it's really hard. It's easier when I'm working from home now to have it pulled up on the side, but when I'm at work, it's really tough to do anything like that. So I try when I'm available, but can't do it all the time.
And I understand that, and I think most people who stream understand that mods can't be there every stream. That's why you should have more than one, because you want to have a team to back you up, so to speak.
That's why it's so easy to ask one of your normal followers that come in like every single stream, say, hey, since you're here anyway, do you want to be one of my mods? Mm-hmm. So it opens that door, and it's like, I mean, if they really help out and they're there already, it just makes it 100% better. It's easy. So trying to mod yourself, I mean, we've all done it, especially at the beginning of our streaming career. It sucks when you get a bunch of toxic people coming in. Yeah. And you're trying to focus on gameplay, you're trying to focus on chat, you're trying to focus on, not making mistakes, but you make mistakes anyway. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's really difficult.
Yeah, and having a mod there takes a lot of the burden off of you because you're no longer focusing on just, oh my god, I gotta get rid of these people in the chat, or I gotta make sure I censor this or this or that. They're doing it for you, and so that's why I would say take care of your mods. They take care of you. With that said, how you feeling, Kain? Do you want to open it up for questions and switch over to some gameplay, or do you want to keep talking, my man?
Whatever, man. I'm good with whatever. We can open up for questions.
We had a late start, so I'm trying to I think we went live, I think 35 to 40 minutes later than we were supposed to, and that's on me. And so I was trying to keep that in mind we just hit, I think, about an hour of us chatting, and you and I had talked, okay, let's try to gauge it over the first hour, open it up for questions if you and I kind of find a dry spot, but we still have stuff that we haven't hit on, so I'm trying to touching base with you. How you doing right now, Kain? You feeling all right?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Let's open up for questions. How about that?
All right.
Any questions you guys got? Maybe we'll, if we got one on your stream, we'll switch back and forth.
Okay, I just had one come in from Slick57. Thank you so much for attending today's stream, you guys. I really appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in today for Kain Delryn and I's very first podcast. And one of the greatest moments in streaming for me. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. I've had a lot of great moments in streaming for myself. The first time I got raided was such an amazing experience because that raid set me over that viewer average that I needed to get affiliated. I'll never forget who did that raid, and that was Mr. Zodiac, and I'm still friends with him, and I ended up joining the community he was with because of that, and that's how I met Kain. Another moment that was great for me in streaming was when I've got so many, and this is just the first couple to come to mind at this moment. When Rock Mom came downstairs, and Kain, you'll remember this because this just recently happened in December or November December timeframe. I was streaming with, and Rock Mom came downstairs, and she just quit her job, and her and I were talking about what we wanted to do with this streaming experience, like what our plan was. Like we have a 5-year plan and how we're going to execute it, and how she was going to come on board to support the streaming even more. And she quit her job, and she came down and told me in stream, and I just remembered it was just like, holy crap, it's going to happen. Like we made the decision to where we're going to pursue the streaming verse, and it came at ironically Unluckily,
I was there for that too. I was there for that.
I remember,
and
then we had to sell the house, and we had to move, and we had to find a place here in Utah to live, and then we both had to start up streaming, and then COVID-19 happened. I mean, like, it was so much stuff that happened like back to back, but it happened at almost as if it should have happened, because we're working from home. We're not having to leave to go expose ourselves out there. We're providing content to a whole bunch of new people that are coming onto Twitch because of what happened with COVID-19, and people are now discovering Twitch and things of that nature. So when she came down, she told me she quit her job. That moment right there to me is like, oh my God, we're pursuing this. Like, I'm going to actively pursue trying to be successful as a streamer, because I was still kind of on the edge still. I was kind of teetering, like, do I want to do this? This has been an enjoyable time frame of doing all this, meeting all these amazing people. And then that moment was like a crowning moment for her and I, because we made that decision and we took a shot that night. It's like, okay, let's do it. Cheers. We took a shot, and here we are doing it. And then third and lastly, Slick 57. When I picked up my first sponsorship with Rocket Monkey stickers, like I had said, that was something I wanted from early on, and I was able to. They came into my stream and they subbed to me and they followed me on all my social medias, and then I opened up an email and they had the packet of like, hey, we want to sponsor you, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like those 3 moments that I just said were probably my biggest stepping stones. How Kain Delryn and I were talking about earlier, milestones. Those 3 are the most that stand out to me at this moment.
Let's go back to number 2 for a sec. How was your stress? How was your stress level when Rock Mom came over? Because I saw your face reaction. How was your stress level? Was it super high when she said, I quit my job?
It was a double-edged sword. Super stressed because, okay, financially, how are we going to make this work? We had to make some decisions that, I've been on my own since I left high school, basically. Like when I joined the military, we had help from family. We were young. My wife and I got married at 18. Everybody, Town Pass. During, like, I just finished military basic training. We got married on Town Pass, and then we went to Idaho together. And so we've always been kind of like her and I, and like being self-sufficient with outside help. And then just like, from family and things of that nature every once in a while, which is, I think what family's about. And so when we made the decision to where she was going to quit her job and we had to sell the house, and, we're going to start homeschooling our youngest, and we're like, okay, well, how are we going to make this work? We can't just, financially, we just can't make this work right off the get-go. So we talked with family members, and we have such a strong safety net of our family that's like, yeah, you want to come stay with us? Get your business up and running. We started Fitness and Gaming LLC. It hasn't quite taken off because we've been struggling and trying to focus on that. But the stress came with the excitement. But anything that's hard, to me, is worth doing, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. But something that, like, we really wanted to do, like, like whole entrepreneurship mindset, you have to be a risk taker, and you're never going to know unless you try. And like I said, I'm lucky enough to where I had the safety net of my family to support me, to where they say, yeah, come do it. We'll support you. And, I live with my in-laws. With my wife and I live in the basement, and we turned one of the rooms into our office that I'm sure some of you guys have seen on Instagram or in my streams.
Which is an amazing room, by the way, if you guys haven't seen those pictures.
Rock Mom and I have been talking about a setup like this back in the days of Halo. Like when her and I were like gaming on the same TV, on the same console. Like, how cool would it be where we had our own TVs and our own consoles and our own accounts?
Oh, man.
And then, like, it just grew from that to where now we have our own streaming setup side by side in our own little like streaming cave. I mean, like, it was something that to see come to fruition, a dream come true. I guess that's another moment too. It's like, so the stress level was high, but the excitement was also high. And it's scary, and it's still scary because we've been doing it now. What month is it? It's May, so here we are at our 5th month, and we're still at it. And when do you make that decision if it's not working? Like, what I mean? Like we have a 5-year plan. Where in that 5-year plan, if I'm not where I need to be at a certain point, like, okay, I need to make adjustments. Because like you and I were saying, you're constantly changing things up, you're constantly trying new things, what's working, what's not working.
Usually you don't find out in a 5-year plan until year 7 or 8.
7 or 8 in your 5-year plan? What is that? Billy Madison?
Crap, it's not working.
Not Billy Madison. What is it? Is it
Let me change it.
Big Daddy? What's this 5-year plan? Don't die?
I mean, right now that's a good plan.
Right? With COVID-19? Yeah.
COVID-19, yeah. Jesus.
Oh, that's
I had 2 cousins died of COVID-19. I just found out on my mom's side.
2 cousins from your mom's side?
Yeah, 2 cousins.
Were you close
not close
with them?
cousins, but
Okay.
no.
But still, that's sad.
My mom let me know. I was like, holy crap.
Slick57, I see your question. I'm just going to turn it over to Kain real quick, though, in response to your question. What are some of your greatest moments streaming, Kain?
Greatest moments? Jeez.
Is there any game that you beat that was just like such an amazing moment, like beating Zelda Breath of the Wild and taking on Ganon or something like that? That would be that was such a difficult battle for me because I could never figure out parry, but I finally did.
More of like a amazing moment for that. More of a relief. I mean, some of these games drag on like 40 to 80 hours. I'm just like so ready to be done because it drags on so long.
I hope nobody feels that way about Final Fantasy VII because I love that game so much, dude.
That game goes so quick. It's like I'm on chapter 8, and I actually did a full stream on chapter 8 last stream, and I'm like, holy crap, man! I'm still in chapter 8.
Some of the chapters are long. I'm still in chapter 9. Like I did a full 3 hours on it.
So engaged in the game. I don't know about you, man, but they've done a really amazing job on that game so far, and it's only part 1. Was there supposed to be like 4 parts, 5 parts, something like that?
I don't know the answer to that. I just remember the original game when it came out on PlayStation back in like '97. It was on a 3-disc like game, and I had to have the guidebook for it. And I put well over 100 hours into it minimally. Like I was grinding on that game constantly, and I don't want it to be like that. I don't want Final Fantasy just to be my one game that I do. And as a variety streamer, I got to keep that in mind. I got to make sure I bring in more content and change it up. But man, that game, I could just sit and play for hours. Like my 12-hour stream that's coming up on Monday. I'm like, I'm pretty sure not everybody's gonna want to watch me play for 12 hours.
Well, maybe they will. But it's so hard. It's so hard to take like. I don't know about the newer ones, but like the older RPG games. So like if you play it, for one stream and then take a break and then get back to let's say like 2 weeks later, you forget where you are in the game and you're like, what the hell was I doing?
And
what was the story? I need to rewatch the last stream or something, and
that happens to me.
Happens a lot to me.
Between going from like PlayStation to like the Xbox console controller or like the PC, like the keys and the mouse. Like I'm always struggling with the buttons. Like there was one time all I did was the console. I was freaking like God mode on the controller all the time. But now I feel like mediocre all the time. Like man, I constantly forgetting the buttons. It's age. Okay.
Well, a lot of games. Just one more thing about that. Okay. A lot of games on PC, the controls are so similar, but some are different. So when you go to games like Fortnite or something, and you're trying to build, and you're shooting around and doing other things, and then you go to a game like Call of Duty, and you're still trying to build in Call of Duty, just pressing the same buttons. You're like, well, that doesn't work in this game.
I keep crouching. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's that muscle memory that should not be there playing that game, but it is. I don't know if that's just me getting older or what. But
I think that's probably why there's some people who actually they'll main like one game and still be a variety streamer where they'll have like other games that they'll play, but they always have that one game that they gravitate back to. And it's usually
which is actually a good thing to do. Having that one main game.
Do you have one?
Not right now, and I'm trying to make a couple of my mains, but it's just not there yet. So,
I'm supposed to ask you from Hasio, which by the way, welcome to the stream. How is it shotgunning 15 Bean Boozles?
Oh shoot! I saw that comment in my stream, but I didn't want to say anything.
Dude, I did Bean Boozle all last month, dude, and I still got a little bit of a box left, which I'm gonna bring to my parents' house on Mother's Day, and I'm gonna make them all play it. And be like, hey guys, enjoy some of this amazing tasting beans because they are not amazing tasting beans.
But you know what? I'll say this. I'll open it up a little bit further past the beans, and compare it to something I did on the 24-hour stream. And that was downing 3 bags of flavored crickets.
In the cup, dude.
In the cup, in the mug. And I'll tell you, beans wasn't that bad.
Did you keep that mug?
I did. I got the mug somewhere around here.
Is it still got remnants in it, or did you clean it?
My wife washed it out. She's like, what's this black stuff in the bottom? I can't get it out. I'm like, oh shit.
Did you tell her what it was?
No, because she was against me doing that, and I told her the deal, because it was a deal between the person that had me do it, and we planned it out for like 2 weeks. I was like, I don't know, man, and he's like, oh well, I got the money. I'm like, well, what the hell? Okay, fine. So he dropped 50 subs to my channel instantly.
Wow.
For me to do that. And I was like, dude, are you sure you want to do that and have me, choke on crickets during stream? He's like, yeah, I want to see it. Let's do it.
He wants to see you choke on crickets.
He took like 5 or 6 clips of those moments.
That's content, though. That's
it's
content.
all spread across. Yeah. So,
that's funny.
So, yeah.
That's really funny. I had my first spicy bean the other day, like, because I had the Oreo challenge that I couldn't complete for Miss Mihu. She came in and she used the channel points.
I saw
and it was the first time I wasn't able to do it because I've done it 3 times now, and I'm 2 out of the 3 able to get the Oreo in my mouth without using my hands. But I had to eat a spicy bean. Holy hell. I had the most, like, sriracha, I think it was, like, the least spicy of the 5 you could have. It was miserable. It was miserable.
I was watching back your stream because I missed that part, and I watched the challenge. You know what would be a good montage of that? So I was trying to scroll through to kind of catch some, a little bit faster moments, and every time I pressed the right button on my keyboard, it went to the perfect moments. So you can actually record that and make it into like a montage of you trying to get the cookie in your mouth.
I have one already.
It was perfect.
I have the very first time I did the cookie Oreo challenge. Rock Mom actually helped me make the montage.
Nice.
I can make, like, I do a lot of my own content, and there's a lot of times, like, before Rock Mom started streaming, she would help me make a lot of content. Now that she's streaming, she's more focused on her stuff, and she still helps me out here and there, but for the most part, it's, she's concentrated on her stuff, which is totally understandable. So a lot of the stuff I make, but she helps me with. But she helped me with that montage for the Oreo cookie challenge, which you can find on my Instagram at this moment. But yeah, that's a fun, hard challenge. And if anybody's watching right now and doesn't know what I'm talking about, you take an Oreo, you put it on your head, and you make it to your mouth without using your hands. You don't have to do it in a 5-minute timer. I do that just so I don't spend too much time on stream trying to do that. But it's a fun game you can do with your kids at home, or just with your spouse, or just yourself if you want to record it. It's hilarious. I had Jersey, I think, clip. For anybody who doesn't know what Jersey is, as you notice on the top of our on-air brigade, Kain Delryn and I both stream for an esports organization known as Brigade. It's a disabled veteran-owned and operated esports org, and Jersey is the general manager for this organization. Well, he took and he screenshotted me doing my most previous Oreo challenge with the most, the most flattering pictures with my face. It's great. It's content.
That's content, man. Right there. That's content.
It's content right there, dude. Hilarious.
Oh man. So question for you: Are you going to add more things like that to your stream, like instead of cookies, bean boozles? What's the next big thing you're gonna do?
For like the channel point redemptions?
No, for like anything. Any type of edible type of challenge that you're gonna put in.
Well, I'm taking a break from Bean Boozle. I can't do that. Even though it's a huge hit in the stream, I have to take breaks from it just because it gets to a point where some of them aren't as powerful. Like I get like my palate becomes adjusted to where they're not so bad. There's only like 1 or 2 that I absolutely dread taking now, and one of them is the dirty dishwasher tab. But it's just straight chemicals. Like I kid you not. Like if I was to eat a Tide Pod, I think that's what it would taste like, and I'm never gonna eat a Tide Pod. If anybody's watching right now, don't eat soap. Okay, dumb. Ever seen Dumb Ways to Die?
The one difference is between the two.
What's that?
The one difference is? One has sugar and one doesn't.
Yeah, you're probably right. But for things that I want to add, or like you had brought up, like one of our previous questions, I don't know, we didn't really dive too much into it, that I'm kind of gravitating from this question to, is that things that I want to implement into my stream, or something that I want to find or do to help promote me more as a streamer, like things that I haven't done yet. I want to find somebody who makes YouTube videos, and I want to pay them to take that time off of my hands so I can just focus on other content and other networking, and not so much on editing a YouTube video, because there is so much time that goes into creating YouTube videos, and most of the time you don't need to have long YouTube videos. Like at one point in time, most of the videos you're going to find on my YouTube page, they're like 3 hours long, because I'm just taking my streams and just putting them there. Well, I want to find somebody who could take that and turn it into like a 5-15 minute like montage of that stream, and nobody's going to want to really do that for free. So I want to I want to get to the point to where I can hire somebody to do that for me. I think that's one thing that I'm going to start working on. I know I've mentioned it for other things, for things that I'm not sure that I should talk about. I talk about too much stuff sometimes on my streams that I'm not supposed to talk about, and it bites me in the ass. So I'm trying to be really careful and choosy with what I talk about. But for me,
here's to extend off that. Here's a piece of advice that I got from not a gigantic streamer, but a smaller partner, and he said, as you start to grow, there's things that you probably shouldn't be really doing anymore yourself. So what you want to do as you grow more and get that influence out and actually start, I'd say making profit off your streaming, if you go that route, is to start taking on not really employees, but people, like a team of people, and each one has their own job, and you can make certain YouTube videos with these other people and get them involved. But their job would be, like, for example, making videos for you, like montages, or cutting up your videos that you create and turning it into something nice to actually post on YouTube. Other thing would be graphics, someone doing all your graphics for you. Another thing is maybe taking care of your social media and posting things constantly throughout the day, and either having them take care of your main social media or have like a separate one for your like Discord channel or something, or even the Discord, having managers of that, who they filter everyone coming in, they post new stuff on there, they try to rep you up as much as possible.
Definitely something to aspire to.
Key positions that you can just add to your stuff, your team.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm not near that, and obviously I aspire to get to that point. But I think the first one that, like I had said, is going to be the one for YouTube, because I spend a lot of time like in Adobe Premiere trying to cut, paste, zoom in, put some graphics on, transition screens. I mean, like, getting it to flow good. But my biggest struggle, and like Rock Mom could agree with this, is that I'm biased about my material. So I'm like, oh, this is good, I gotta leave this in. She's like, no, it's too long, you don't need that. I'm like, what do you mean? This is good stuff. And she's like, no, cut it. And so I have a hard time cutting my own stuff. And so that's why I need somebody else to do it, so that it alleviates that stress and that extra work. But on top of that, because I'm so biased about my own content, that it's hard for me to edit my own content. So I think
eventually, as your content starts to work on like platforms like YouTube, you kind of know what starts to work and what doesn't, and what to cut out and what doesn't. But it takes time. I mean, like I said, we've only been streaming like between 1.5 to 2 years, and it takes time, and it's all about that algorithm and what works and what doesn't, at least for us. And everything is different for every person.
Yeah, and
so one thing that works for one person doesn't work for somebody else.
It's true. So try multiple things. Don't let, like, some people can lose motivation, and like I've seen, like, in the year and a half that I've been streaming, I met streamers who quit streaming. It's like, it's not for me, it's not going anywhere, I'm still streaming to just one viewer. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And I'll try to talk to them. And I'm like, what are you doing to change it up? Like, what are you doing to promote yourself? Like, what kind of things are you doing to promote your growth? And we'll get into a conversation about that. And I don't know if we want to dive into that right now, but like, it's one thing that it's easy to get demotivated with streaming if you gauge success off of like your viewer numbers and like how many
at the same time, even it's not good to look at your viewer numbers during your stream, but afterwards it's really good to go to like twitchtracker.com and see your progress or see your non-progress, because you gotta know what works and what doesn't. You can't just be doing the same thing over and over.
No,
you gotta switch it up. and you got to narrow it down to what does work and what people really want to see. And
sometimes the thing that was working stops working, and you have to change it up anyway. So I think people just maybe lose motivation maybe a little bit too easily, or maybe they hold themselves to too high of a standard, like right out the get-go, like we had said at the beginning of the stream. Excuse me, sorry chat. I think I had an Oreo. Like I was thinking about the Oreo in my head, and I'm like, I think I got Oreo in my eye, but I don't. Like it's not to lose that motivation and to remember why you started streaming to begin with. Like everybody starts streaming differently. Like Kain, you said you were doing it so that you were playing by yourself, and maybe you could start networking with people and communicating with people as you played your games. And how I said I was trying to start it because my son said I'd be good at it and that I might be able to make it a career. Some people do it because they're trying to make friends, and that's a great way to make friends. I've made a lot of friends since I started streaming, and it's with people like you said from all around the world, different walks of life. I mean, it could be somebody in Africa that it could be in your streams, and you're both jiving together. I mean, I think if you're a beginning streamer and you're struggling, it's normal. You're gonna struggle. I still struggle. Don't lose your motivation. Do it to have fun. If it starts to not be fun, take a break, because it should be something you enjoy doing. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, one of the biggest pieces of advice is, you got to fail to learn something.
Yes, failure's okay.
Failure's okay.
How many people fail before they finally get it right? I mean, like, failure is a part of learning. That's how we learn. We're naturally gonna fail at a lot of things we do. You gotta just grow from it. Don't repeat the same mistakes twice. And
if you do, you gotta find out why you're making those mistakes, and then you just gotta fix it. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So make a checklist if you need to. It could be a super long checklist that you got to do like before every single stream, but do it if it works. And for some people, they don't need it, but for others, they do. So yeah. So if you do start streaming today, and you're like, I want to be like Rockdad1984, and I want to be the biggest streamer on Twitch.
you
this is what to do. But don't copy and paste his content from Twitch page onto yours.
Oh my God, I still can't believe somebody did that with you, man.
Someone did that with me, and I can't believe he did that.
That's ridiculous. All right, chat. Let's open up for some more questions real quick. Is there anything for Kain, for myself, anything that we talked about? We talked about a lot. We talked about good and bad experiences. We talked about gaming more or less. Talking about streaming new or old games, YouTube versus Twitch. Streaming too much. Showing goals. Oh wait, we didn't talk about that one. But that's okay. We can leave it open.
Leave it open.
Yeah.
Any deepest, darkest secrets that you want to know about Rockdad or myself?
Oh my gosh, deep, dark secrets.
Ones that we've been hiding in the closet, collecting cobwebs forever.
Let me ask Rock Mom. Rock Mom's been sitting next to me, chat. She's been helping out with moderating. She's been doing an amazing job of talking with the chat as Kain and I have been talking. Let me give Rock Mom a shout out.
Yeah, and my wife, she came by. She brought me lunch, which has been sitting there for like half an hour.
Nice, man. That was so nice of her to bring you food.
That's awesome. Be ready for when I'm ready.
You gotta stay fueled for streaming, especially for longer streams. Like I've done multiple 12-hour streams. Kain, you did your first 24-hour stream not too long ago.
Holy crap.
When it comes to doing long streams, I noticed that I like to take breaks and I like to eat. Keeping that caloric intake up, because your body requires that energy, and the last thing you want to do is fade on stream, because you start getting, I call it like cloud brain or a streamer's brain, and I refer to it from like some of the physiology classes that I took, because I was going to school for sports medicine at one point in time, and the brain requires carbohydrates to function, the energy. And you get a lot of people who like don't do carbs, and they get like foggy brain. Well, you will naturally do that if you're not giving yourself the energy value that you need, or like the caloric value that you need while you're streaming. So your energy levels go down. You can't think straight. You're feeling blah. Food's essential as a streamer, and so is staying hydrated. So I love the fact that you can redeem channel points to remind me to drink water.
And look how big that travel mug is, guys. That thing is gigantic. It's gigantic.
It's only 30 ounces. I've had bigger.
All I got is one of these nice monster drinks.
Oh my gosh, how much
Right.
caffeine do you think you consume in a stream? I see so many people like with gamer subs or like
Not that
Monster
much,
energy
not
drinks.
much. So through that 24-hour stream, I did one monster per 12 hours, and the rest of the filler was water, because you got to stay hydrated. Not monster drinks do not hydrate you; they just feed you with caffeine, which does not help for hydration, by the way.
No, it does not.
So it's you keep
counteracts
hydrated,
it.
and you get a little bit of caffeine, you're good. You're good. And then you gotta snack in between too. Get those carbs, like Rockdad was saying.
Yeah.
If not, you're just gonna crash on stream. Nothing's gonna help you after that. So.
Windows guy just asked me a question about my sticker. He's hanging out, but can you send me a new sticker? I have the month of May stickers, everybody, which I was holding off till Monday to show off in the May the 4th be with you cosplay stream that I'm doing dressed up as a Jedi. I've got my stickers right here. I have not seen them. Rock Mom has seen them. She got her new stickers, which I'll show off in stream.
You might need to show it off. You got subs.
I got subs today. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's her RIP sticker. This isn't my sticker. This is Rock Mom's sticker that she gave me. Check it out, Kane. It's got a.
I know. I saw the Rock Mom's stream yesterday.
Did you see my Instagram story today? She got so lit last night. I come in here this morning. There's stickers everywhere, like clothing thrown everywhere, bags and like helmets. Because she like also likes to do cosplay with Escape from Tarkov, and like she has like the vest and the helmet.
That's cool.
And like she was borrowing like my mask because I've got like my shamag and my government issue like beanie, and then like I've got this really cool face mask which isn't in my drawer anymore. But anyway, so she got all sorts of fun last night, and I walk in and there's just stickers everywhere, and it was this sticker. But since I got so many new subs today, yay! Oh wait, laugh out loud. Okay, Windows guy doesn't mind waiting. Rock Mom said I haven't been paying attention to my chat. She said I got a lot of new subs. I'm gonna look over here real quick.
So what's the number count now?
I would have to change my screen to see the number count.
100 stickers. 100 new stickers.
100 new stickers. Rock Mom has to do that. She ran out last night.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
I just got new stickers in too.
She
So
just
if
got
anyone
them
is a
in.
sub, I got once for April, but I've got May too, I guess.
Let me see what you got going on, man.
So I got.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine. How's that sound?
All right, let's show her stuff same time, man. Same time.
All right, I guess I'm opening up this box early. Will you drop something in the Discord?
Yeah,
to
open
let
it up.
everybody know that I'm going to open up stickers for the month.
So this was April's right there.
Dude!
So it was the Easter Bunny, and Max was dressed up as Easter Bunny too.
And he's got the basket in his mouth. I see it, dude.
It's really hard to see on stream, but there's a little carrot that looks like all disgruntled. He's got his arms folded. He's all pissed off.
It's a pissed off carrot. He's like, I'm going to get eaten.
So that was April's, and since this month is May, I've got my May stickers too, and some of you probably already have it. And this is May the 4th sticker.
Nice.
Where I'm dressed up as a Jedi, and Max is dressed up as a C-3PO.
I thought about doing that. I'm not gonna lie, but I was like, "Yo, Kane did that," and I go, "I don't want it to seem like I'm copying Kane." I go, "But it's such a great idea for May because it's Star Wars Day on the 4th, man."
You can never copy exactly. So if it's your theme and your May the 4th, definitely do it.
I would definitely draw myself as a Jedi, and it'd be fun. I think I would choose. Draw myself as a Sith, maybe, with a black robe and a red lightsaber.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, man.
That way it could be completely different, even though naturally I'm not a Sith. I'm
and
more
then next
towards
year,
a Jedi.
Because you could do a theme similar as me this month and have like Rockette as C-3PO sitting on the side or something, or R2D2 Rockette.
Or
I
I could just have her sitting on top of it. I could just do that. That'd be kind of fun too. Have her sitting on top of it.
Oh, you could, or sitting on your shoulder or something,
Yeah, I thought about doing those. Rock Mom suggested that maybe I draw myself as actually like a Pokemon trainer. I've had my own ideas of drawing like my bot is Rock Dude, and Rockette is a huge part of the stream. And I thought about drawing just pictures with them, just in general, and having that be like a panel. Like for like my 2-player panel that I have is currently one I just found off the internet, and I'm like, you know what, I want to personalize it more and draw my stuff and put it on there. But like I said, this is where the task saturation, like you put yourself in so many different locations, giving yourself the time to do it is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think it's the coolest thing that you do on stream is pull out the drawing tablet and start drawing right on stream. I think it is the coolest part of your streams. Not gonna lie.
I love that. I have got
And
so many ideas with that, dude.
Because I don't have a tablet.
Well,
Yeah.
I have been talking. I have 2 tablets. One that it requires you to draw and looking up at the monitor as you're drawing, and then one that you look at the monitor as you're drawing. And that's the one I use on stream because I like to look down and actually see the work in progress. I've tried using the other one to where you look up and you have to just it's an adjustment.
It's gotta be tough.
It is. It's a tough adjustment, and I couldn't make the adjustment because there's like left-brained individuals and right-brained individuals, and like some people have different like ways of learning, like auditorial, visual, a combination of hands-on or something like that. Well, for me, I found out that I have to look down as I'm doing it, and that's the way it's always been for me.
Yeah.
And so I got the new drawing tablet, and I love that I can implement that into my stream. And I love being able to draw stickers on the stream and having the community members, when we hit that sub goal, influence what the sticker is going to look like because it's for them.
Which is cool, man. That's really cool. I like that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I have other ideas. Like I tell my son's story at night, and I've written a story. I haven't finished it. That's not published, but I want to illustrate it. And I would think it'd be cool to have my own segment, like for my variety portion, to where I'm drawing an illustration. I'm telling the part of the story from my story, and I've thought about that, or about doing comic strips because like Garfield has his comic strips. Well, we have Pete, our dragon, and he's hilarious. I think I could do something similar, but with our bearded dragon, but I've just never done it. And
so let's take it a step further, and let's have a Rockdad comic book with Pete the Dragon.
With Pete the Dragon, a Rockdad comic book.
Who would order a Rockdad comic book?
Oh my gosh, how much time would go into a comic book? That'd be so dope. I would love to be able to draw a comic book, dude. That would take so much time. It would take me away from this though, because unless I'd be drawing it in stream.
It could be a side project. Side project that you can do whenever.
I'll just add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
But okay, you showed me your sticker. I've got my stickers right here that came in from Rock and Monkey.
Let's see them.
I'm gonna go through this as if it was because I've not seen them. Rock Mom has seen them, and like I've been saying in this stream, I'm sponsored by Rock and Monkey stickers, and if anybody wants to have a sticker made for themselves, I highly encourage you to go through Rock and Monkey, not just because I'm sponsored by them, but because they really do an amazing job. And if you go through them, use code ROCKFAM20 at checkout because you'll save yourself 20%, and you won't get that type of savings with anything else. They do a 15% savings. Like if you order through them, they'll send you a card for the next time you purchase. You can save 15%. But with my code, you get 20%, and you won't find it anywhere else. But anyway, last month's sticker was Rockette. And I may have to turn the chroma key off. I'm not sure how it's going to look because I don't like when the chroma key does that to the stickers. You won't get the full effect. But here we go. Let's open up the box. They sent extras.
My extras in there.
And
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I just opened up the bag, dude. Okay.
Oh, shoot. Look at that.
The cellophane.
Is that hologram? Is that hologram sticker?
No, that's the cellophane. It is a hologram. I forgot what I ordered. Okay. So, hold on. They sent me extra, and there's some extras in here with Rock Mom as well. So I'm going to take those out and hand them to her. Here you go, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's other extras.
And just because I'm the first person other than Rock Mom to talk to you about this, and other than chat, I think I need to get the first sticker, Rock Dad. So you need to send that to me.
Well, here's the thing. I already plan on sending this out to quite a few of the people who come into my channel because you're gonna notice something about this. It looks a lot like my 1-year subscriber badge.
It sure does, man. It sure does.
So anybody who has been subscribed to me for a year gets this sticker, plus anybody who subs to me this month. Originally, it wasn't going to be this sticker. It was going to be Rockette.
You gotta turn off the chroma key.
All right. But the thing is, the chroma key is with
I have a green background on my screen.
Yeah, it's gonna mess up his stream. So I won't be able to show that off right now. I will show it off again once we switch over to the game mode for everybody to see. But oh my gosh, Kain, let me look at this. I love it, dude. It looks so cool. Here you go, Rock Mom.
Looks good already, man.
Thanks for your support, babe. And then not only do they send me my stickers, oh my god, they sent so many. Look how fat.
What the heck? How many stickers is that?
I don't know. I think I ordered 100.
Jesus.
I think I ordered. Well, I have a sub goal of 100. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. But here's what I ordered, and I want to find these. I want to get these to a good home, everybody. But on top of the stickers that I ordered for myself, Rocket Monkey will also send some of their stickers, and I'm going to show off Bigsby. Bigsby's wearing. Oh my God, this isn't going to work, you guys. I'm not gonna be able to do it on this screen. I should just hold off, Kain. None of these are. These look so badass. I'm gonna have to show these off in stream another time. Oh my gosh, I think this one will work though. Let me see.
I can see that. Rocket Monkey.
Yes, here's another one. This one's cool. It's an old Nintendo style.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Very
show
nice.
these again. This because the chroma key with the screen's not working with me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll go through these again. But I had to see these stickers. And I'm going to start sending these out because I got some subs today. But, dude, I'm so excited about this. This is such a dope-looking sticker, man. I'll get you one.
Pretty sweet.
I'll get you one, Kain.
I better get one, sir.
You're
Better
gonna
get one, man.
You're gonna get one.
Better get one.
I say we switch over to some game mode, dude, so that Rockmon doesn't have to sit here and capture the questions for me as they were coming in. Did you have any questions come up on your side that we didn't address? Chat, was there anybody on my side questions?
No questions
that were thrown in that I didn't address.
I want to shout out Mrs. Turtle is in chat, and she came by to stop by. I know her Auspicious Turtle is her husband. I know some of you guys know Auspicious Turtle.
I know
he was sick for a little bit, and he's trying to get better.
Bit.
Yeah. So just a shout out to Miss Turtle. Thanks for coming by the stream. So. He said he's here too, watching from my computer.
Nice. What's up, Auspicious
cool.
Turtle?
That's really cool. All right, she's got both of us up. That's awesome.
That's
thank
awesome,
you,
man.
thank you, Mr.
It's going to be tough to tell which stream is which, unless the upper left-hand corner, because you and I both have the same thing going on, which I really like. I think this was a cool way to do this.
Yeah,
and
you guys think of the setup? Do you like it? Any issues?
Not really. I haven't noticed any on my side for the most part.
Me neither.
Just besides the chroma key with the stickers is about the only thing, but I can change that up with the different.
Yeah, well, that's always an issue.
Yeah.
For me, every stream, so it's no big deal.
Every stream, whenever I go it, I want to show it off instantly. Like, yeah, here's your sticker, and it looks like that, and I'm just like, oh.
All right. Yeah, Nova said you two are perfect.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks, Nova.
Well, I'm gonna need a small break because I had,
Oh, yeah, me too. I can eat my lunch that my wife brought me. But what do you want to reconvene? We can go in AFK. We can actually probably switch over to our normal screens and AFK out.
Yep, I'm just gonna need a couple minutes to switch all my screens over, turn a bunch of things back on, use the restroom, and then I think we can come back and then of course update the stream to where it doesn't say that we're podcast. I guess Rockman wants to change it because it doesn't say just chatting anymore. It says podcast.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, last chance, guys. Do you have any more questions? Any more questions for us? Before we switch over
or forever hold your peace.
This is the last time you're gonna know anything deep dark secrets about me or Rockdad live on stream.
Deep dark secrets. Skeletons in the closet, they come out.
And do you guys want us to do this again sometime?
Yeah, we can open that up as a
Maybe
poll.
have some special guests.
I definitely like the idea of opening it up to having a third guest on to where we can basically interview them and ask them questions.
I figured out how to get our third person to show up as like an audio feed.
Okay.
Where like every time they talk, it appears on the screen, like their logo and their name.
Oh, okay.
So
kind of like with the Discord, how it shows green when they're speaking. Yeah,
so we would have to be in a specific channel in a Discord.
Okay.
Where to actually do that because it would read from there. So,
okay.
But other than that, could definitely do that.
All right. Well, I am going to go on a quick break, and I guess, Kain, I'm going to end our Zoom call, and because that's how we're doing this, everybody. We're using Zoom in order for us to capture each other.
Yeah, before we end the Zoom first, let's go AFK.
Yep.
And then we'll end it.
Sounds good, dude.
Yeah, sounds good. But thanks for everybody who was chatting with us, asking questions. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Kain, for agreeing to do this. I really enjoyed it, and I could do it again. I know there's so many other topics we could talk about.
I know
and
we got
and
a
just share.
whole list of topics we could have talked about.
But
to make this go on for like a full 12-hour stream, but
we don't need that, and I'm pretty sure not everybody else wants that either. So I think keeping it to an hour and a half tops, I think is great. I think it's a good amount of content where you and I can get out, and it also makes it to where it's not too much. It's not like taking information. You ever heard the expression like taking a drink of water from an open fire hydrant? You give somebody so much information, they're not going to retain it all. So
yeah, information overload.
Exactly.
Gotta do it in spurts.
Do it in small bursts. Yeah. That's right.